Yo, sup? Village myths are so cute. They look like fluffy clouds. I feel like I've heard you say this before. Yo, we have urgent quest to go. Unless there's no new monster things anywhere here, right? Yeah, no, that's just the, Blangos, White Canopy points. Yeah, accounting. Unique mushrooms, jaggies. No unique monsters there. The danger stuff might introduce some of those, but nothing in particular is there. Alright, hunt a Tetsucabra. Wound its jaw as the subquest. Okay. Make us proud out there. Oh, I'm going to kill so many things. I don't remember if I changed out my items. I did. We're all good. Alright, Tetsucabra, here we go. Hunter rank 3 is on its way. Alright. Thanks to Tetsucabra running loose in the Jurassic frontier, it's put our research to a halt. I wonder what people were actually hunting and doing before I fucking got here. Because it feels like the answer is not a goddamn lot. Oh, I've got a flash bomb in this set too. Nice. Nice, it makes me happy. Alright, yo, sup? First aid med. Yeah. Thank you. Wait, I can get more than one item off of you. I should probably keep chatting to you. Ration. Yeah, what else you got? Psycho Serum. Nice. Alright. I can just take the Psycho Serum moment I get in the next zone. We're just going to find out where I got to go. And that is where OBS decided to not work anymore. The file was still recording. It still said recording, but past that point in the video, the file is broken. And I've tried recapturing it. Like, I can't remux past that point. It only goes to where you just saw it end. I've tried recapturing it by playing the file in VLC and recording it with Bandicam. Past that, it crashes VLC. So, post-commentary is going to have to happen for Tetsucabra and the entire fight, which is awesome. So fantastic that it I'm knocking the microphone in the post-recording. Awesome, because I've set this up differently, because post-recording has to be done differently than live recording. So, yeah, that's fucking awesome. This is kind of really the first real monster. And then the recording fucking broke for it. Because, let's be honest, while Azurus is the first non-great thing, it's kind of as strong as there were. Tetsucabra is the first thing that's a step up, as you'll see. I was debating, should I re-record this and get a live thing? And then I realized that I'm never going to get my first commentary back, but my first hunt can be on video. So I'm going to post-commentate it. But here it is. Here is the big boy Tetsucabra. Huge fucking boy, actually. He is monstrously big compared to us for a monster this early on. Like, holy fuck. Like, that is huge. He's got giant tusks. You're gonna also immediately see the vibrant color thing that they go for in the old world style games, because he's just red and blue. He's spitting up acid. He's got these giant jaws. I mean, like, again, our first real monster. And damn, because I mean, if you want to compare this to what would the first quote-unquote real monster be in Worlds? I mean, Great Jagras is a pushover, and that's like what the equivalent, and Great Macau is strong on that. Also, look, it picks up rocks using its giant jaw, and then just crushes you with them. But yeah, like, this is more than a Great Jagras, it's more than a Cooler Yaku. Like Puke maybe, but even then, I don't know. I don't know. This thing has more of an ominous presence than a Puke does. Again, post-commentating over this is going to be weird, so apologies if I'm not having like my wow reactions, because you know I've already seen this. But you know, I can try and recapture some of that magic. He's also just got like more mechanics than some early fights. Like he's throwing up balls of acid. I can't remember if they paralyze you or what they do. Picking up rocks and then just smashing them on you, but also just like running around and jumping with them. And yeah, this is, again, the first real fight, so it also destroys the terrain, which is just sick. So yeah, first real fight. First real, let's get used to old world combat against old style monsters. You can see that it's not going very well. How long was that? How long was that before our first part? It wasn't long at all? Sick. Old world is different to new world is the extremely harsh lesson that was taught there in a matter of seconds. I mean, I'm pretty sure I still carded to Anjanath the first time that I fought Anjanath in the New World, but damn. So, yeah, very instantly, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna have to, like, take things seriously from this point. This fight convinced me that I probably shouldn't try and start with switch axe in this game. So, I'm gonna be using something different for the next session. I haven't recorded it because I was planning on, streaming every session after this because I'm in the process of buying parts for a new computer. But then I tried to build my new computer yesterday. It doesn't turn on properly. So I'll probably just still record the next session. Hopefully it won't be too much longer after this goes up with the first video of the next session, and hopefully the full session video of the next session will be up for that, assuming nothing goes wrong with that one. So yeah, this is what this fight teaches me is maybe I shouldn't start with the switch axe because the switch axe is slow. And it's also very much of giant rock, giant tall rock that just over time just stands there and falls on top of you. Like for such an early fight, it's so cool that it's just such a present. It's like fuck, I love it, I love it, I love it. But is he one of my favorite monsters? No, but for an early game monster, he makes more of an impression than the ones in World did. Like, the picking up the rock shit here and hitting you with it, and also you bounce off of it, is like turbocharged cool you, basically. It's like, damn. I mean, I don't know if this thing has as much personality as, like, say, a Puke Puke, and like Puke Puke you like a lot because it's got that personality at the start of the game. But I mean, still. It's not this big, too. Again, I don't know. Would this thing be bigger than Anjanath? Because Anjanath's size might just be misleading because it's on 2 legs, so it looks like it's so much taller because of that. But again, also, I guess this thing's on 4 legs, so all of its girth is in like one section, so it may look bigger because of that. Also, I don't know, but still, compared to like a Zoroark or Velocidrome that we were fighting, yeah. Fucker is a lot bigger. And this combo, you'll notice I'm using this combo a lot for the switch axe of the rising hit and then the downward hit. I know that's like damage optimal in World if you're just getting in 2 hits, but I have no idea if it's optimal in this. Also, just absolutely blue balling my Translash there. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. It's also another reason of why I should like maybe try and use something else, because Translash takes forever to use. I mean, not that I think I would strictly be doing better with a different weapon, but I don't know. This game is very different and very confusing, and yeah. It feels like Monster Hunter, but holy shit, does it feel very different. A big thing, which you'll see already a lot, but you would have seen just recently, is the healing shit is confusing as hell. Because just the fact that you can't move at all while healing, so you just gotta get far enough away and just wait for ages before you can move. Guild style SP cards. That when you get the SP for a guild style thing, it's use items faster, right? Because part of me wants to just make stuff have SP, just so I can try and get speed eating. Because, boy, do I like speed eating in Worlds, a game where you can run and use stamina while running, while eating a potion. Boy, do I not like standing still in this to have a potion. Like, I did see someone have a comment of just like, you're meant to wait for attack openings and stuff to heal. Fucking when? The monsters aren't so slow in this that they just don't attack all the time. I mean, there's a moment like that where it's going, that you can do that, or wait till it leaves the zone. That is also a thing. Also, you're just digging in the ground to go to the next zone over? Okay. I don't know why you don't just continue walking through the tunnel. Don't know why you have to dig underground for that, but alright, you do you, Tetsucabra. You do whatever it is that you desire. Yeah, getting used to old world style combat is going to take its time. It's kind of why I want to try and stream as much of this game as I can. So me not getting old world things, or me not having good tactics on stuff as much in the old world, people can give me more advice on earlier. Because the thing is, the clunkiness of the attacks, I don't mind. It's like, it feels a lot slower, you're a lot more logged in with the attacks. I don't mind that part as much. The item use though bothers me. There's also moments like that where I'm just like, I committed to an attack when I shouldn't have. I feel like it's a lot more of pay attention to when you do have an opening. Like there, I used an opening of exhaustion to heal instead. I think it's a game where it's going to be a lot more focused on actually wait for opportunities. Like, you can't just rely on, oh, the attack is winding up, so now I can dodge. It has to be more attack when you know it is safe, or learn the attack enough that you know you can, like, oh, it's got... Also, getting knocked into the next zone by attacks. I mean, in one way, I guess it's kind of nice, because it means you can heal. But the loading screen is still like, oh my god. Like, I'm not strictly saying that the old world style combat is bad, but holy shit, it takes a lot more to get used to, and it's not as user-friendly, which is the big thing that I'm noticing. Is going from a game which is very user-friendly in terms of how it allows you to do and use things, to going to one where it's not that is going to take a long time to get used to, especially considering I'm still playing Iceborne. I'm still going to that and doing stuff in Iceborne. Hell, I'm probably playing Iceborne more frequently than I'm playing this. So going to that where I'm used to that again, trying to go back to this, it's just like, oh. And also, again, the running out of the zone thing, I deliberately did it there to heal. And it's just, that feels like a loophole. That feels like cheating. But I don't know. And it's just, this fight hasn't been going on for long, and I've already carded once, and I'm getting hit a lot. I'm getting some, what I'm going to call, lucky as fuck dodges. In terms of I'm rolling through and actually getting iframe things off on that in ways that I don't believe I should be. Because I definitely don't think I deserve some of the dodges that I've already seen just in this. And there you run away again. Again, part of it might get better as it goes on. Once you've got more SP arts, more use for the weapon, better upgrade weapons, so you're not always just dropping into shithouse sharpness. Once I've actually got skills that are designed to help all of that stuff. Maybe once I've got those things, it'll come together a lot more in terms of what the gameplay style is meant to be. That being said, I've heard that, like, endgame old world Monster Hunter games are much harder than endgame Iceborne and stuff like that. Well, except for, like, maybe the endgame stuff of Iceborne with shit like Alatreon, because, I mean, I've heard people compare Alatreon as being harder than most of the endgame stuff in Builds games. How accurate that is, I don't know. Whether that's just because of the DPS check, which is what I think primarily think it's as hard as it is, is, you know, a whole other story. This is low rank. This is still, I mean, early low rank too. This is like our 5th monster in low rank. This is early low rank in this game, and it's still difficult. Like, it's still kicking my ass more than low rank ever did in Worlds. I mean, there was no monster. Also, hey, I got a part break there. That's where I broke the part. I broke one of the doors. Like, the question becomes, how frequently do you cart and do I fail quests in this game compared to Worlds and Iceborne? Because the first time I carted, I believe, was Anjanath, and the first time I failed a quest was Teostra. And Teostra was a wall for a while for me in Worlds. Well, no, it wasn't a wall. I tried it once and I failed, and then I came back later with different armor that was more defensively inclined, and then I kicked its fucking ass. So, I guess that's not the same. I guess it's not technically a wall. It's not something I had to try multiple times over and over again. So I guess the question becomes, in terms of this actually being harder, How often do I cut? How often do I fail quests as we go through the ranks? Could Tetsucabra here be considered the equivalent of Andronav in low rank in Iceborne? I don't know. Or is this actually the equivalent of like Puke Puke or a Kula Yaku? Because if this is meant to be as hard in this game as what Kula Yaku is in World and Iceborne, then I'm fucked. Because I carded in the first 5 seconds of the goddamn fight. Also the mounting. Old World mounting it's more tense because the way the thing constantly chases you makes it feel like you can fuck up way easier, but it's kind of a lot more telegraphs. I mean sort of more telegraphs. Like the camera angle panned out there and you saw him getting ready for a roar, so I knew, okay, he's clearly about to do a thing, and when it zooms on your character, you know you're safe to attack. I mean, in World and Iceborne, the model animations are usually constantly floating when you're on top of them, and the main way to tell whether you need to brace soon, otherwise you use stamina, is when the minimap turns red. So, and that is just purely running out of stamina, and it's not until it's only certain monsters that really have even got a chance of failing them out in World and Iceborne, because you just jump across different parts of them, and then you're just constantly fine. Like the moment that you see you're about to need to brace, just jump to a different part and you'll only use stamina for jumping there, and while they're doing the thing that you would normally use brace for, you can continue attacking, so it's actually really easy. But in this, you can just hold brace the entire time and just attack when you don't need to. Also, hey, got a knockover. And boom! Yeah. There's also not having damage numbers in this. I don't know whether I'm attacking spots that are good. I mean, I'm assuming its jaw is a good thing to do because, well, the subquest was for breaking its jaw, and it's also the head, and the head's often the weak point. But without knowing that, I don't know whether I'm attacking the right parts, other than I guess if I'm bouncing off. And I don't know which attack combos are actually doing more damage. I will say, I think not having damage numbers in this game is like actually bad. Like, I actually think it's a bad thing. Because I understand not having monster health bars. And I completely agree with that mentality. You don't need to know the monster's full health. And stuff like that. I agree with that. And I agree that, like, oh, if you see it limping, you know it's close to dead and kind of thing like that. And that's how you work that out. I agree with that. But not knowing how much damage you're doing, I don't know. It's the type of thing where it's just, like, not having knowledge about the enemies or the world that you're in and having to learn it, that I can understand. Not being given information about what you're doing, that I don't like. Like, I don't like that I can't know which of my attacks are actually my more powerful attacks compared to my other ones. I just have to base on from memory, what does more damage in which attack change in world. That's why you see me do the uppercut overhead so often with this, because I know that those, like, chaining those two attacks together in world is like a quick combo chain that does a decent amount of damage compared to trying to do the whole thing with starting with the side slash. But in this, I don't know. Like, not knowing how effective what I'm doing is, I don't like that. I would like to have information about what my character is doing. Not getting all of the information about things that I'm not controlling, or like things that are part of the world, that I'm fine with. That I can understand. That I get. But yeah, when it comes to not knowing damage values for that, I don't know. I mean, you've got the game. Also, subquest complete. You see that shit? I actually broke its fucking jaw. Hell yeah. I was proud of that. I was proud of that. I'll be honest, I was proud of that. Like, you had to get 2 breaks on the head to get that, and I got it. I'm happy with that. As someone who is normally very bad at breaking heads, because I don't like being near the face that does the attacks, to get the 2 part breaks necessary to actually break the entire jaw on this for my first fight of it, I'm happy with that for an old world style game. Hell yeah. Does it probably have a squishy jaw? Probably, but I mean, like, I'm still happy with it. Also, you're walking away. Yeah. Yeah, not having the knowledge about what I'm doing. I don't know. And you've got, like, the hunter notes that recommend, oh, you've got this much. Like, you've got these recommended combos. Okay, do I know for certain they're the ones that do the most damage or not? Also, I am running back to restock and rest in the bed, in case you're wondering. Because I think I'm out of healing at this point. I think I'm completely out of healing. Which is also a thing I know I need to do. I know I need to get better item loadouts. I need to actually, like, bring full potions, full mega potions. Probably bring, like, full herbs and honey and stuff. If I can do that. Is there... I'm curious if the game eventually gives me a better way of getting items that isn't going out and gathering them all the time. Because if the only, like, potions and mega potions that I get is stuff that I gather all the time, I don't want to have to be in a situation where I'm going out and grinding for half an hour to get potions. That's what I fucking hate about Bloodborne. I don't want to do that shit. So I'm hoping the game gives me a point where... basically like botanical research in World, where it's... Oh yeah, I also got the subquest supply. So I do get a couple more first aid beds and stuff like that. And just taking everything else as I can. But yeah, do we get to a thing like in Worlds where there's a botanical research and you can just be like, right, cultivate me these items, and after every quest or X amount of quests, I get a stack of those items that I can just stack away. Because, like, not being able to restock at the item box in the middle of a quest, I get that. Honestly, I think World should do that. Like, or at least I think there should be certain quests that restrict it. Like, for certain quests, going back and restocking at the item box, the quest is built around that because there's so many. Like, the quest where it's like hunt 5 monsters, like the musicals. Like, 5 monsters is like, okay, that's a bit ridiculous. Or, things like Safi Jiva, where it's just, they're designed and they tell you, it's like, go back and restock between this. Possibly change your item loadouts, mid-quest. I'm fine with those things, and even restock on the items. I do think World should introduce, at least in certain quests, like have certain quests have the condition, this quest doesn't allow item restocks. If you turn around and put it against the entire game, and just say every single quest is not that, there are certain fun playstyles or ways that people play that can only exist with the item restocks. But the item restocks also do make it so you kind of have infinite healing, which does make certain quests much easier, especially quests where going back and getting more of that healing is very easy. And even the way that, like, Alatreon is done in World, where it's just, you can't restock unless you die. Also, way to fucking whiff that. Awesome. Nice work, dickhead. Like, you can't... Do I get it? Yeah! Nope. No, we don't get it. The way Alatreon works, which is you can restock only when you die. That makes it harder, because you can't just get infinite fucking health for the Alatreon quest. Boom! Explosion right in the face. So I know that's not the most powerful single damage attack in Iceborne. I know it's the wild swing into the transformation. As you spin around, you do that. Wild swing I keep forgetting how to do in this game, and also I think you can transform from the end of Wild Swing into something, or Wild Swing does have a spinning finishing move, but I keep getting confused by it because you have to do it differently in this compared to World, so I don't actually know how to do it, so I just went with the, fuck it, I'm going to explode your face, and, you know, I'll take that. Also, how many times am I going to get just absolutely trampled on trying to do a special move? I also got tremored there. I think that's the first time I've gotten tremored this quest. And it was as I was reading up Translash. So mad about that. So mad. But, yeah, I would say for Rise, they should do at least something different for item restocks. Because, I don't know, 0 items allows for less fun. Infinite item restocks allows for removing the challenge by just infinitely getting more heals. And I get the mentality. This quest was something that actually gave that mentality to me quite a lot of just, yeah, a full quest is kind of a battle of attrition. The idea is can you kill the monster before the monster drains you of all of your cards, all of your healing? If you run out of healing, then get good and kill it, because, well, it's an overall battle of attrition. Again, this is early game, so I don't know how much damage later game monsters do, but I mean, I've just got to be like, right, use these potions at this time to try and heal as much as I can. I've only got so many amounts of healing. I knocked him over right in the middle of my Translash. My Translash has been very disappointed this entire fucking time. But, yeah, like, I get the battle of attrition, so I get why not having item restocks can be, like, can make the feeling of the fight more, and the argument that, like, Lord has to rely on, also, yay, got it again. World has to rely way more on trying to kill you before you even get the opportunity to heal, and attacks doing so much more damage, because you've effectively got infinite healing. I think the balance would be certain quests don't allow restocks. Across the board, I think just removes too many fun options. Like, as someone who has recently gotten into sticky bowgun in World, I like item restocks because you only have so many blast nuts on a quest. Like even with true spare shot, you've only got so many blast nuts, and playing pure sticky is just bloody fun. If item restocks didn't exist, you wouldn't be able to do that anywhere near as well. Which, yeah, I'm basically saying let me break the game by just using sticky bowgun. I'm aware of that in this particular instance, but it's a fun playstyle you can only do with that. That you can make a build that is just pure sleep bombing. Just put the monster to sleep, bomb the crap out of them, go back to camp, restock, and do that. With no item restocks, it doesn't allow for those things. So, I don't know, maybe certain quests or certain challenge quests or things like that are no item restock things. I think that's how it should be. Because, like, you've got investigations in World where it's just less feints for this quest or less time for this quest. I think just have more quests that are like that, where item restock is or isn't one of the conditions for that. Make something like Arch-Tempered have no item restock kind of thing, where it's just like, no, you're gonna fucking do it. Again, I know the best way to balance it, and I know people are gonna have all different opinions on which way on that, but I think both ends don't allow for as much enjoyment. Because, like, what I'm doing here, like, yeah, I fucked up and I died and shit, so I have to, like, go and gather, like, mushrooms and honey, and stuff like that. But that's not fun. It's not fun to do this part. I don't find doing this in the middle of a quest, because like, I've got small amount of healing left. I don't find it fun. I don't think it's enjoyable. But I also understand that if I could go back to camp as many times as I wanted and get as many potions as I wanted, then where's the risk of dying? Especially when you can restock on the Farcasters too, so you can go back to camp literally whenever the hell you want. So, again, it's a balancing act. Also, this is what I'm terrified, by the way, because Tetsucabra's clearly nearly dead. It was asleep, but I've carded twice. So, behold the terror. And behold the not being sure whether we're actually going to complete it or not, because, as Tetsucabra has proved, it can kill me quite easily. So, yes, it is now time for terror. I have also been told that in higher ranks, the item box, the blue item box, doesn't give you shit. Which, they've really tried to hammer home in this game how important it is to check the blue item box before you leave every single quest. They've really tried to hammer it home. So the idea that, like, they soon just abandoned it so it gives you nothing? Like, what the fuck? It's also what makes me terrified that the only way that I'm going to have potions later on is if I go out and farm potions in between quests. Like, I just do those, like, not expeditions, because expeditions aren't like this, but those ones where it's just like, return a 4-pass ticket, and you instantly finish the quest. Or just wait until 50 minutes, and you pass the quest. Like, I am terrified that going into that and just gathering up herbs and mushrooms and honey and stuff is just the best way to have healing. I'm terrified that that's what the future is, because that does not sound fun. Having to go out grinding for potions so I can go do a quest doesn't sound enjoyable. Again, it's literally what I hate about Bloodborne. Not that that's the only thing I dislike about Bloodborne. Bloodborne's a game that I love, that as time goes on, I can only think more and more about the stuff in it that I don't like compared to the stuff in it that I do like. Is that me being unfair on Bloodborne? I don't particularly care. But as time goes on, I'm just like, oh boy, I don't like that part of Bloodborne. Boy, I don't like that part of Bloodborne. And not thinking of the things that actually I really liked about it. Like when I first played it, I like on my first like playthrough of it, and when I platinumed it, which was part of my first playthrough, I was just like, yeah, this has got to be one of my favorite games of all time. And just as the years have gone on, I don't even know my top 10 anymore, because I'm just like, there's too much that I don't like about it. Too many things I don't like about it that are very specifically, I don't like it. Not strictly that they're bad, just I don't like it. I don't like the RPG elements of the game at all. I think they're bad. I think they bog down and get in the way of the combat of the game, which is good. And I think the RPG elements only get in the way of making that as good as it can be. But that's a different video game. That's Bloodborne. We're talking about Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, which I'm fighting a Tetsucabra. Boy, even in post-commentary, I just get on tangents and don't even pay attention to what I'm doing. Also, because this guy's that's a really good moment to notice it, because you just saw the rock there. Now that I broke both of his jawbones, his huge rocks that he stands up on the ground are tiny. So you break the part, you actually like have an impact on the fight. I don't know how much it changes, like, because those rocks still seem just as big, the ones that he picks up in his mouth and like runs around with. Maybe they break it, because I broke that out of his mouth. Maybe you can break them out of his mouth easier. But the little ones that he stands up on the ground are so tiny. I really like that. Also, boy, it's just so chunky. Hard to get over, it's so chunky. Again, for an early game monster, I really like Tetsucabra. And just seeing our early game, like, our actual new monsters are like, Velociraptor and Bulldrome and stuff I'm not going to count. But, hey! I think Tiger killed him there, actually. I don't think that was me, but ew, we did do it. I just live flat shot in his back, just full on spread eagle to our face. Awesome. Yeah, no, we won't count Velociraptor, we won't count the drones or and stuff like that, because like get drone, set drone like that. Well, don't count without counting those. Our new monsters so far have been Great Macau, which is better than Great Jaguarus. It's like a raptor, but a kangaroo, and also a bird. Which I guess is raptor because they had feathers. And like that's cool. Then you get Arzuros, which is just a bear. That's a whole type of monster that doesn't even exist in world at all. And then we get Tetsucabra, who's like this giant fucking, I don't even like, what animal is it meant to be? I don't know. I don't know what animal you're meant to be, but just like this gigantic fanged wyvern that just picks up rocks with its mouth and goes, argh! I like, as a monster, in terms of what it is, I prefer Arzuros over Tetsucabra, but like, damn. Also, hey, that is our first, like, real fight. And I only carded twice. The fact that I carded twice to a monster this early in low rank has me fucking petrified. But you know. Also, Aqua Glow Jewel. I don't know what that is. We got shit there for breaking its tusk, which hell yeah we did. Yeah, the fact that I've carded twice on a monster this early is like, oh my god. And also, yeah, I probably won't be going back to the Switch Axe for a little bit, or maybe not at all in this game. I don't know. Switch Axe feels very fluid in Worlds, and it doesn't in this, so I kind of shy away from it. Like, Sword and Shield still feels pretty fluid in this compared to that. It doesn't have like the spiral slash, so it's harder to aim its attacks. But like in terms of actually attacking and dodging and stuff, it feels as fluid in this, where Switch Axe, not really. So I'll probably switch to another weapon for the next session. Haven't decided what one yet, but I'll probably try another one. I also just want to try a bunch of different weapons. Great work, Hunter. The research team can now resume its survey work in the Jurassic Frontier. You've got reward for some star things, and we got a burner ticket. I'm reading this in the preview for Vegas, so that writing is very, very tiny to me. Thunderings down to the forest, and I hope it pertains nothing sinister. Got a burner ticket. Again, very hard to read that. Everyone wants to talk to us again.